Don't get sucked. Leave them alone now. Hey gentlemen, welcome back to Alpha Legacy. It used to be completely different from how things are now. There was a time before the cell phone, the internet, and other social media. Men were looking for women at the same time and in the same manner as it is mentioned in the tradition, either by approaching the women's fathers, who were expected to live close to their daughters, or by getting in touch directly with the women themselves. Unlike today, you couldn't simply sign up for an internet dating site from the comfort of your home and begin meeting women. Men from all over the world had a harder difficulty engaging with women back then owing to the lack of modern communication tools, making it more difficult for women to survive. Like the present-day 21st century situation, women were harder to find back then. She was forced to date either the guys who lived in the area or any random tourist who happened to be in her town at the time, and succeeded in capturing her heart. As a result, a more significant proportion of males were able to approach a lady first because life was simpler. Women did not have the unusual dating standards they have now in the modern era. In the modern era, every woman wants her man to be an athlete, a part-time model with infinite money in his bank account. In the past, men were still determining whether they would ever see the girl they were in love with because they could not converse if they did not meet in person. He would not have met the woman who would eventually become his wife if he hadn't been prepared to put himself out there. The emotional barrier between people is more significant than ever, and men, in particular, rarely initiate contact with women nowadays. When did it start happening? Why don't guys approach women as much as they used to? Before choosing a particular course of action, men are inclined to assess its possible advantages and disadvantages. Most men would think carefully before deciding to be married, evaluating the benefits of the union against any potential drawbacks, especially what they stand to lose if the marriage fails. It is important to remember the same thing when conversing with women, because they would reject them, make fun of them, and brand them creeps. Males have resolved not to approach modern women any longer. However, women are brainwashed to feel that if they don't like someone, they are predators, creeps, ravishers, or assaulters in today's culture. It will be harder for guys to approach women and talk with them. If so, there would be no incentive for a man to come to a woman and initiate a conversation. A lady would humiliate a man by calling him a freak and a creep if he approached to start a discussion with her. Many guys try to talk to a girl without seeming strange or impolite, but the girl makes the guy look foolish and makes him feel embarrassed. Why would a man need to approach a woman in this day and age when he could be accused of assault at any moment? Depending on the kind of male they are with, women react differently. A woman will build her opinion of and value for him on a man's appearance, manner, and interactions with her. You must never forget that a woman's treatment of a man depends on how she sees him. Women will misbehave with men if they perceive them to be less capable than they are. If a woman thinks another man is better than her, she will show him more respect, be more attracted to him, and want to have more fun in bed with him. Today's women no longer respect men. Most males are aware of this and have avoided interaction with contemporary women. After witnessing the treatment of a man with average looks, men desire to abandon the dating scene altogether. Women's feminine appeals no longer deceive men because they recognize that women's attitudes toward them will only get worse. Men discover that contacting women is never a smart idea and that they should always put their reputation first. Because they approached a woman who didn't like them, men had the cops called on them. Because doing so would make things simpler for men, you won't ever hear a feminist describe the boundary between harassing and approaching a woman. Nowadays, complimenting a woman's appearance is an indication of creepiness. Men are starting to isolate themselves and have given up trying to develop romantic relationships with women. If a lady appears to have little interest in speaking with anyone, a man will be less likely to approach her. Even if a man likes her, he will think she won't want to join the conversation. Modern women are unconcerned with this problem and will not support men in any way. Due to their realization of the dangers women pose to them and their desire to protect themselves, men have begun to support the MGTOW movement. That is all for today, gentlemen. If you want to see similar videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Press the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos.